2025 is here. This is the first video I'm filming for the new year. I'm in my pajamas. I got these as a gift from my sister for Christmas, and bitch, they are the coolest, comfiest pink pajamas I've ever fucking seen. I'm obsessed, and I do not want to hear you judging me. I will bet money that you are currently in your pajamas too. 2025 is here, and I am feeling optimistic and excited for this year to happen. I am aiming to kick all my fucking goals out the park, bitch. I am aiming to have a really good, healthy, happy year. This has nothing to do with the video, but I turned 30 this year, and I have never felt so excited for a birthday in my fucking life. I usually hate my birthday. There's no particular reason. I just usually get quite sad, a little bit depressed on my birthday. This year, I'm so excited to be saying goodbye to my 20s and entering the next decade of my life, and you don't hear this often. Anytime you hear, especially from women too, that they're entering their 30s, it's a sad moment, whereas I don't look at it like that. I feel like your 20s, though you are so youthful, living your best life, doing what you need to do, whether that's traveling, studying, partying, whatever, is such a transformative time of your life. You change so much, you go through so much as an individual, you shed your skin so many times. By the end of the decade, you have such a clearer perspective on who you are, like your core values, your morals, where you want to go in life. There's so much turmoil in your 20s. A lot of people fall in love, they break up, all that type of stuff, friendship breakups, lots of things happen during your 20s, and I've done the work. I've been through it. When I look at 20-year-old me to now, I am a completely different person. I obviously entered my 20s as a young woman who didn't really know what the fuck she was doing with her life, didn't really have any passion, didn't even have a hobby, and I'm exiting as a mother. Like, what the fuck? I had a kid, and I'm passionate about so many things that I actually end up getting overwhelmed because I don't know how to find the time to, you know, release all this passion that I have inside me. I'm just excited for my 30s. I've felt for a long time that my 30s is going to be a really good decade. Everything's going to fall into place. There will always be problems, bumps in the road. That is the natural landscape of life. It's never smooth sailing, bitch. There's always ups and downs and mountains and things you've got to get over, get under. And if you're turning 30 this year, or you're close to the end of your 20s and you are feeling, you know, anxious about turning 30, don't. Like, I've never felt so certain about myself, and I've never had such a beautiful relationship with myself. Like, I fully believe in myself. I trust myself. I like who I am. I look in the mirror and I'm like, you've done so much work, you still have so much more work to do, but you are doing good, and I'm proud of you. Let's stop the bad fucking negative stigma about turning 30 and entering your 30s. I wanted to start off the year real chill, okay? I've got a lot of goals this year in terms of YouTube. Like, I want to start consistently uploading again. I have a few other things in the works right now outside of writing a book as well. And I really want to just action, bitch. I just want to boom, boom, boom. I really want to focus on me, my little family, and also accomplishing all these goals I've set out. But one of my main goals definitely is consistently uploading YouTube videos. I've had a fair few like new subscribers come along recently, and I'm like, wow, like I am actually still gaining traction even when I'm not putting in effort. Imagine if I do put in effort. Imagine what would happen if I put in effort. So I'm really trying to focus on that this year, as well as finishing 1 or 2 novels. We'll see. I didn't want to start off the whole new year, new me, put myself in a really strict regime, because when you do that, you are setting yourself up for failure. You are, like, let yourself have time to kind of decompress from the year you've just had. I know for me personally, last year was one of the most wild years of my life. I did lose a loved one in October, and it's been a really difficult time, really emotionally demanding, not only on myself with my own grief, but being a support system as well, and carrying the load of my family on my shoulders. So I need to just have a moment for myself, pat myself on the back. I've done so fucking well. I'm so proud of myself. Let myself kind of heal and move into these goals and this new year and new routine as calmly as possible. I'm trying to romanticize it so I don't get overwhelmed and I don't feel like a failure if I don't, complete certain things because I've put too much pressure on myself. I hope that makes sense. With that being said, we're doing a book haul today. I've been book shopping, baby, and I'm so excited to show you these books that I've bought. I usually do start every year on my YouTube channel with a book haul, and we get to yap and have fun and chill out together. I get to show you all the fresh new books that I'm keen to read this year, or like books that I've collected because I want to have them in my collection. I hope you bitches enjoy. Thumbs up if you love these videos. Subscribe if you're new here because I'm fun, bitch. Also leave a comment down below and tell me what one of your goals are for 2025. It's gonna be a good year. If the world can just stay stable long enough, I feel like we will all have a fucking good year. But if it doesn't, shit will just go belly up. Let me show you all the books I've recently purchased. First things first, T.L. Swan is one of my favorite authors of all time, and I collect her novels. I always have. And she's recently like rebooted a lot of her books and changed like the aesthetic of her books. And I am obsessed with these new covers, so I had to buy them. Even though I own the originals that I bought like 5 fucking years ago, I had to have these. They're just gorgeous, and there's something so just good about a plain fucking cover that's colorful. Like, I love color. I'm a colorful bitch, and these books just speak to my soul. So the first book that I am showing you guys is Mr. Masters by T.L. Swan. This here is my favorite novel. Yes, it is. Yes, the fuck it is. My favorite novel from T.L. Swan. I love Mr. Masters. It is the ultimate nanny fucking trope, and it is the best time ever. You laugh, you cry, the smut is smutty, and it's just a fucking good time. And so easy to read. Just, you will fly through this. So it's blue, there's like gold foiling love hearts, and I just fucking love this cover so much. So much better than her old covers, which were just like the dudes on the front, which I still have. So I obviously had to get Mr. Masters, the new cover, and also Mr. Spencer, which is the second book in this like series that she's written. Same thing, pink, gold foiling love hearts. Oh, they just look so gorgeous. And I also got Mr. Garcia from the same series as well. And this one's like a peachy color. And she's currently writing and working on Mr. Prescott, which is purple. So I will have to totally pick that up when that releases. But I love these covers so much. They are so beautiful. And because I do collect her books, whether I like her books or not, I got the bonus, which I did read last year and I did speak about in my last reading wrap up. So I will link that at the end of the video if you're interested in watching that and checking out my review for the bonus. Again, it's got like silver foiling and it's pink, the bonus. Oh, I just love the covers. They just look so fucking good. All right, this next book, I'm a bit fucking pissed. Okay, so Say You Swear by Megan Brandy is my all-time, one of my all-time favorite standalones. Like, I love so many books, but the all-time list is very small, and especially when it comes to standalones, because I do prefer a series. I do. I go through stages where I don't like to commit to series, but I end up falling in love and having like a deeper connection and relationship with a book if it's a series and I've been there longer. So anyway, Say You Swear is one of my favorite covers ever. So she came out with Promise Me Not last year, which is the second book in the series. Love the cover. Love the Aussie. I think this is the Commonwealth. So if you live in a Commonwealth country, this is the cover you get. I know America has different. I don't know why the fuck they do that. Why can't we just all have the same covers? I don't get it. I don't get it. Even when there's like foreign publishing companies, they even change the cover and make it different for the country wherever it's being published. And I'm like, why can't we just all have the same fucking cover? Anyway, I'm annoyed because I bought Say You Swear when it was an indie release before it got picked up by a publishing company, and this size doesn't match the original, like the Say You Swear. And the Say You Swear copy I have is glossy. This is matte. And then I saw the Say You Swear copy from the publisher in store as well, and it's matte and it matches this perfectly. And I'm like, fuck, do I have to re-buy Say You Swear so it matches this, or am I being too much? I think I am being too much, but I enjoy being too much, so I'm not going to change that. This is Peyton's book. You meet Peyton in Say You Swear, and I'm not going to read the blurb. We're here for the covers mainly. I need to say, before we transition into the next book, that I have switched over to reading on Apple Books. I know that Apple Books doesn't have Kindle Unlimited, but I'm finding a lot of books that I'm wanting to read right now I'm having to buy anyway, and I've transitioned over to the Apple Books app, and I love it so much better than the Kindle app. And I read on my iPad, and I just love it. I'm not a Kindle girly. I have finally figured out that I'm not a Kindle girly. I own a Kindle. I barely use it. I'm more of an iPhone reader or my iPad. At the moment, my iPad. And the reason why I like Apple Books so much is because you can fully customize the layout of your pages. I know you can do that with the Kindle app, but they don't have as many fonts available and options to set the page up. Whereas with the Apple Books, they have the best fucking fonts. You can space it out, like space the sentences out so much more than you can with the Kindle app. And it's colorful. I like how it's organized. I just genuinely like it better. Like I really do. And I'm thinking of like transitioning it over to Apple Books mainly, and only really using Kindle if it's a Kindle Unlimited book, because I am paying, obviously. Just thought I'd say that. You should try reading on your iPad. Get some blue light glasses so it doesn't hurt your head and you don't give yourself a headache. I personally love it so much more. I was in a bit of a slump, picked up The Bronze Horseman, which I'll talk about. I'll talk about The Bronze Horseman, okay? If you've been following me on Instagram, you've seen me. But I have found that using my iPad got me out of my slump, which is so interesting. My next book that I purchased is Truly Madly Deeply by Shen. Now, I, for one, don't read Shen. I've read The Kiss Thief and something else of hers, and I do own this series here. I hope you can see it. Haven't read them though, and they're the old covers, so old indie published covers that came out years ago. This book really intrigued me though, and I loved the cover, and I saw the reviews and everyone was hyping it up. And I know in the past Shen has had a bit of a controversial history in the romance community publishing industry. And I don't know if people have just forgotten or people just don't care anymore. I don't know. But I'm gonna just whatever. I'm so... People make mistakes, all that bullshit, okay? I'm not that bitch, okay? I don't have the energy, to blacklist too many authors. I will be that controversial influencer that only picks and chooses who she doesn't read because of her own personal opinions. Anyway, I thought I would just try this out. Truly Madly Deeply. So this here is a brother's best friend trope. And he's meant to be like a conceited a-hole that doesn't believe in love. Wild Dreams is the second book in this series. I'll put a image of the cover here. This cover looks fucking stunning. I'm gonna pre-order this bitch, and I don't pre-order. There's only a few authors that I pre-order for. Cora Riley's one of them, Amo Jones, and I think that's it. I don't really pre-order for anyone else, but this cover's so beautiful that I'm like, I don't even care if I don't like the series. I need to own the cover because I'm that bitch. And I do take really good care of my books. So, you know, I will pass them on to my niece in the future when she starts reading romance. She's only 10, but the day will come. And when the day comes, I'll be like, come to auntie. I am collecting Kristen Hanna, okay? I fucking love Kristen Hanna. I've only read one book from her, which is this one here, The Nightingale. Now, if you have not fucking read The Nightingale, get the fuck off this channel. No, not really. I know some of you guys are just straight up romance girlies, and I am too, but I love dipping my toes into women's fiction, historical fiction especially. This one here is a historical fiction novel based in Paris, when the Nazis occupied France. The Nightingale. You need to fucking read this. The cover is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Like the Eiffel Tower and like the fucking bird and shit. Is that actually the Nightingale? I don't know. And the spine, it's gorgeous. But I read this a while ago. And I've never been the same since. It's one of those stories that stays with you fucking forever. And it's just a little bit of romance. You follow two sisters that are living during that time, but they're living like separate lives. And it's just the most emotional thing ever in this world. So I'm collecting her novels, and I found this one yesterday called The Night Road. I also want to get The Women, The Great Alone, and I've got a couple on my iPad that I'm going to be reading as well because I'm in my World War II historical fiction phase again, okay? I don't know how this hyperfixation has been triggered again, but it happens every fucking 2 years. I've been just gun-ho on Hitler fucking documentaries and Stalin and shit, and reading historical fiction around that time, especially romances, because I just read The Bronze Horseman, which I've already said in the video, and Alexander and Tatiana. I'm fucking traumatized, but we will talk about that at a different time. I went looking for Kristen Hanna books yesterday and I couldn't find the ones that I actually wanted, but I came across The Night Road, which I think is the most recent release from her. And it says here, Lexi and Mia are inseparable from the moment they start high school. Though different in many ways, Lexi is an orphan and lives with her great aunt in a trailer park, while Mia is a golden girl blessed with a loving family and a beautiful home. They nonetheless recognize something in each other, and Mia comes to rely heavily on Lexi's steadfast friendship. Summer they graduate is a time they'll never forget, a summer of love, best friends, and shared confidences. But then one night changes them forever. As hearts are broken, loyalties changed, and hopes dashed, it's time to leave childhood behind and learn to face a new future. This sounds so good. Kristen Hanna books, they are the books that kind of like, she's just a storyteller. I feel like when I read books like this, Nightingale, it's a different type, it's a story. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like reading a romance is so different. There's only a few authors that really tell stories like this, you know what I mean? Like, it's a real storytelling. Each book is so different, and it's just, oh, she's just magical. And I am going to read the fuck out of her books this year and collect her books. Next up, we've got some non-fiction. Non-fiction, which I don't really that often. Like, I do get into the poetry books, and I do sometimes read self-help, but it's very rare. I like fictional stories more, but I love Florence Given. I follow her on Instagram. I've listened to her Girls Don't Owe You Pretty book. I listened to it on audio, and I bought her fictional novel, Girl Crush, sorry, years ago, and I really enjoyed that as well. What I read of it, because I actually never finished it. I was pregnant, okay, it was a time. Anyway, she recently came out with her second non-fiction novel called Women Living Deliciously. She's a feminist through and through, and everything she speaks about is just resonates with me so much. Like, she's just a woman that encourages other women to live their best fucking life, be authentic to themselves, stop living in boxes that have been created for us, and step out of those boxes and just embrace who the fuck you are without any shame. Like, I wanted to support her. I want to read this, obviously, but I wanted to support her too because she did all the illustrations. And I just love everything that she has to say. And the book is fucking beautiful. It's a hardback, and it's just cost me $40, but I love it. And I want to like redo my lady cave this year, this room. We're doing a pink rug, bitch. We're going fucking all out. And I want like these books on my desk because she's just so inspiring. And she also has a Substack that I recently subscribed to, and she writes like essays and does podcasts and stuff on there as well, which I have fallen in love with that app, and I want to create a Substack. So are you guys on the app? Because I'm thinking about doing it as like a newsletter to do with my own writing journey, as well as giving you like snippets, like dropping the first chapter, all that type of stuff, telling you the ins and outs of my writing journey, journal entries, just, you know, all that type of stuff. I just really want to like use it as like a dumping ground for all my future work that's going to come out. And I just genuinely love the fucking app. I leave the app after reading some person's random fucking essay, and I just feel rejuvenated, and I'm like, this is so much better than doom scrolling. So let me know if you have the app, if you're interested, if you would sign up to a newsletter, if you want sneak peeks of what I'm writing, if you want to see my journal entries, if you want to see me just word dump everything that goes on in here, let me know, because I really want to launch one. I really want to launch a Substack. I just love the fucking app. Anyway, Florence has a Substack, and it is so good. I read her essay she did the other day about being so fucking passionate and having so many things that she wants to do, that to the point she gets overwhelmed and she doesn't know how to action out one of those things because her mind is everywhere and she just wants to be everything all at once. And I related to that so much because, like, I'm a mum, I'm trying to write a book, I want to do YouTube, I want to do a this, blah, blah, and it's just like a lot. Anyway, gorgeous book. Just gonna look gorgeous in this fucking room. This one's so fucking random, and I did mention my little like history thing. I love history. I am that bitch. I've always been a bit of a history buff. Only certain things though, not all world history. There's certain things that I'm like, oh, I just hyperfixate on and I just am interested in. World War II is my main one. Ancient Egypt's the second one. I can fall into the conspiracy theories though about that one. Which makes it even more funner because I bug myself out. I'm just like, what do you fucking mean who built those fucking pyramids? A couple of other like things in history that I like obsess over. But I found this fucking book in the bookstore and I was like, the cover sold it to me. Bad Girls of Ancient Greece. It's hardback. Look how gorgeous this fucking book is. It is stunning, bitch. And it's, yeah, all about bad bitches from ancient Greece. And during that time, myths and legends from the baddest that started it all. And I cannot wait to read this. Like, it's got them all in here, all their fucking names. And she, whoever the author is, who is it by? Lizzie Tiffin. She's written about all these fucking bad bitches from ancient Greece. And I'm like, okay, give it here. Look at that. Look at this. It's purple. It's gorgeous. And I can't wait to fucking read this. So random, I know. But I really want to read this year as well. This is one of my reading goals. Outside of romance, which we all kind of say every year. But I guess I am leaning a bit towards other stories. Especially because I'm trying to write my own books and I want to become a published author. It's good to read different writing styles and different genres. It just really does elevate your own writing when you do that. And I want to do it because why the fuck not? Next book we have is When the Moon Hatched, and I solely bought this because I asked everyone on Instagram what their favorite book was of 2024, which if you want me to do like a top favorite books of 2024, I will do that. And we can also do a video where I talk about your favorite books and if I've read them from last year as well. But someone had told me, well, not someone, multiple of you said this was your favorite book of last year. And it's a fantasy, and I love a fantasy novel. When I'm in my fantasy era, it's the best fucking time. So this one is, I'm not reading the blurb. If you are curious, signing cover, foiled. Yes, silver foiling. If you are interested in this novel, look up the blurb because I'm not reading it. Sorry about it. It's a thick bitch. She's fat, she's floppy, and I love a floppy book. Oh, when they're big and floppy. Love it, okay? We have Blood of Hercules. Yes, the fuck we do. I saw this in Kmart the other day and I actually saw like a quote about this novel on TikTok, which I will be deleting this year. That is one of my goals. Get rid of TikTok. I don't care how popular it is. I don't care. I'm done with the app. The fact that I end up on that app arguing with people and telling them to stop being fucking racist is just like insane. Like, why am I putting my energy into these fucking people? Like, they're all just dense dickheads anyway. Like, brick wall, nothing's getting through. There's nothing in there. Knock, knock, it's fucking hollow. Anyway, delete the fucking app. I'm over it. But I saw a little, like, snippet of this, and then I saw it in store, and I was like, you're coming home with me. Yes, you are. So it's another fantasy, and it's about Alexis isn't a hero, and she certainly isn't good. She's a survivor. That's all I need to know. At a war academy. Yes! I love wartime, just war, even fantasy, non-fiction, fictional. Like, why? What is the psychology around that? Like, why am I so captivated by soldiers and war? In a past life, what was happening to me? Sounds fucking bonkers. It does. Because I actually am so against war. I'm so far, like, I'm literally like, why are we still killing each other? Are you joking? Have we not evolved enough by now that we're still doing the same shit we've been doing for fucking human history? Like, knock it off, bitch. I'm over it. I am ranting today and I'm unhinged because it's been a while. Someone literally commented on my video the other day and was like, this is the most unhinged thing I've ever seen. Instantly subscribed. And I was like, yeah, welcome to me and my manic behavior. I don't actually suffer from mania that I know of. But I think I probably should be diagnosed with that. Next book I have is this one here, which is a non-fiction novel as well called Want. This was a gift from my sister-in-law for Christmas. It says here, I have a secret that I have never told anyone. If you pass me on the street, sitting on the metro, shopping in the supermarket, it's highly likely that I will be creating a detailed smoking hot sexual fantasy in my head. You might think I'm validating my travel pass, waiting for a green light at the pedestrian crossing, or choosing fruit and veg, but in my head, this author has written this book based on random people's anonymous fucking fantasies, and she's written about them. And yeah, so every chapter is about someone else, someone's random fucking sexual desires and fantasies. That sounds like the funkiest, freshest time, because that also is another one of my interests. Like, where do these fantasies come from? Like, I know a lot of it's like psychology and like trauma based as well, but like, what do you mean? Like, so many people just have these whack as fuck fantasies in their head. You wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know it. I'm quite an open book, as we know on my channel. I read a lot of romance and we talk about it, but like, I'm just interested in reading this. I think it's a really cool book, and it was such a cool gift as well. And it's like obviously a non-fiction novel, so it's not something that I'll smash out probably one day. I might read a chapter here and there, but I love those types of non-fiction novels. The pulse getting high. Lucky last book, and I'm really fucking excited to read this. Pictures of You. This is by Emma Gray, and this cover, why is there a random hair? I'm molting. When Evie Hudson wakes in an unfamiliar hospital, she thinks she's fresh out of a teenage party with her best friend Bree, except Bree isn't around anymore, and high school was years ago. Evie has just survived the crash that killed her husband Oliver, but she can't remember either. After suffering a traumatic loss of memory, she's left to connect the dots, but how? Enter Drew, a promising photographer who helps her unravel the elusive details of her marriage and her husband's death. As Drew watches Evie stitch the story of her life back together, secrets emerge that lead Evie to question every decision she ever made. This time around, she's seeing all the things she missed, and the picture isn't pretty. I bought this myself. I bought a lot of these myself, but I bought this a while ago. Sometimes I get drawn to novels in stores that I just need to read for some reason, the cover or something, I'm drawn to it, and something inside of me is saying you need to read this. And every time I read those novels that my intuition tells me to read, they become all-time favorites. And I feel like this is going to be one of those random My Dark Vanessa moments. Do you remember when I read My Dark Vanessa years ago really randomly and it became like everything to me? Hands down one of my favorite books ever. I feel like this is going to do it. Okay, and it sounds like a really emotional, she's lost her memory. I love that. I love an amnesia trope. And she's like stitching back together all her fucking memories and she's figuring out who her husband is and stuff. This sounds like a very good time. It does. There are all the books, the new books for 2025. I'm so excited to read all of them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you got a book record too. Check out these books. I'll link them down below and where you can buy them. I'll do that for you because I'm fab like that. If you enjoyed this video, thumbs it up. Also, let me know, like, what are you reading? What's going on? If you have read any of these, let me know in the comments below your reviews. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to me. I hope you had fun today, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you next. Bye.